So unfortunately in crypto, I think a lot of people look at price the wrong way. They look skin deep. They look at, oh, price go up, price go down. That's just what happens. And that couldn't be further from the truth. There are metrics behind the scenes that lead towards these bigger movements in price, towards big trends in one direction. And right now, there are some big things that are aligning perfectly for Shiba Inu for some of these bigger movements to the upside. And I want to share this with you guys. So first and foremost, there's some news that came out on May 2nd. This was about MoonPay getting into a big collaboration with PayPal, big US payment giant, right? And I didn't really talk about this at the time, but this is kind of a big deal because for those who weren't here, basically throughout 2022 and into the middle of 2023, we dealt with this severe decline in crypto on-ramps, the ability to get money into crypto. And that's obviously a big reason why we saw the drop in the bear market. It just kind of happens every cycle, right? And this big pushback from the SEC has limited the amount of ways to get into crypto. Now, here's the thing. Since the middle of 2023, we've seen this big expansion in terms of fiat on-ramps. For example, this is another one. So it's now even easier and more accessible than ever for people to get into crypto, to really facilitate that type of adoption that we're anticipating in this market cycle. And this makes this easier. Now, this said it triggered a 25% move. I would say no, it really just has to do with the overall market and market structure and things like that. But what we're seeing at the same time that we saw during this 25% move to the upside, this other metric that has been very good for Shiba Inu for a long time, is that we are seeing this severe decline in the amount of available SHIB in the market. I did a video about this like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, and we are at a 2-year low in terms of the amount of available supply for Shiba Inu on exchanges. We saw another 32 billion SHIB removed from exchanges during that 25% price hike that we went on in the early part of May here. So we're now seeing it become easier to get into crypto, easier to get into Shiba Inu, and supply that's available in the market is severely diminishing. And this is where that supply shock, like I've been talking about, really begins to hit home. Many people aren't connecting these dots. Many people will just look at price and say, oh, it's dropping, the market's weak, whatever, right? But these things align towards a much bigger trend than what we're seeing in the short term here. And it's a trend that I'm going to feel really bad for those who aren't in crypto right now, because when the SHIB is gone from supplies or from exchanges, right? When there is not that much in the market, there is a premium that you pay for that. It's called supply and demand. It happens in all markets throughout the world. And we're at a time where the supply for crypto is severely diminishing, not just in SHIB, but in all assets, especially BTC. And demand is severely increasing as we're getting into mass adoption in the markets. This is where that you almost have to ignore these short-term trends. All right. Now, I'm not saying ignore them completely. Me personally, I've just been accumulating in heavy ways, but the much bigger, longer-term trend is heavy accumulation as time goes on. Mass is getting into the markets, enterprise and institutional adoption taking hold, and that's going to send the market to some wild areas. So these prices are going to start moving in a very sporadic way very soon. Again, whether it's sometime soon here or whether it's months down the road or whatever, this big wave is coming. The metrics behind the scenes are showing just this: easier adoption, less supply available. What do you think happens, right? Just wanted to share that with people. You got to pay attention to these things. And this is something that is very important. Our time with these low prices in terms of SHIB is in fact limited. It is finite. Some of these levels, when we get going and get to the height of the bull market cycle, we'll never see again. Like I've said before, I don't think SHIB ever drops below 401 again. At this point, once we really escape these ranges, we may never see some of these levels we're at currently again. All right. Just be prepared. Big things are coming. The metrics are all pointing towards this. So I appreciate you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below, but have a great day. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.